Hello everyone, and in today's video, I'm going to be reacting to a summary of the Honkai Impact 3rd Alien Space manga. So if you do enjoy it, make sure to like and subscribe. I was contemplating, let me be real, I was contemplating of reading the whole thing. Like I had it up, I saved it and everything. Because I was like, you know what, I'll read it because actually, this was pretty much this morning. Like, I think like an hour ago. I was like, you know what? I'll read it because there's people in the comments saying like, um, you can learn more about it in the Alien Space manga and everything. So it's like, oh, okay, I'll probably read it. I was gonna do a different video today, but I was like, you know what? No, I'm not doing that. I'll do this. But then I was like, I searched up YouTube to see how long it kind of went for. And I was like, it went for 2.5 to 3 hours of pure reading. And I was like, no. I'm like, I just can't, man. I don't want to sit there and speak for 3 hours, 2.5, 3 hours straight. Because I would read it out loud, obviously, because I'm not going to sit there quietly reading. Like, I'm not going to do that. Like, that would be terrible video. So, that would actually be terrible. Yeah, so I'm not going to do that. I mean, obviously I do Honkai Impact 3rd for, like, an hour and a half. I know for, like, 3 hours. But that is because, like, I think like 3/4 of the time I'm reading in my head. So it's like it's definitely easier to do that. And plus, and if you're completely wondering why I did post Honkai Odyssey when I did, by the way, is because when I live streamed Honkai Impact 3rd one of the times that I was doing all like some side quests and stuff, someone sent me this reading order, like this like reading order for all the chapters and everything. And in this reading order before, it had a post Honkai Odyssey, like, between part 2 and part 1.5. I'm pretty sure it was right here. So, that's why I did it before part 2, like, just before I did part 2, because I remember it being right here. So, I don't know if that was a mistake or something, but I did it because I saw it right there. And I checked it multiple times over like months. So, yeah. So that's why I did a post Honkai Odyssey when I did, by the way. Just to let everyone know. Because I thought it was before part 2. But it's apparently like 4 years after part 2. Like, I thought apparently it's 4 years after. It's like it's in 2029. Or 2028, 2029. So yeah, so that's everything explained. I'm going to be watching this video that summarizes it in 25 minutes. Let's do it. I'm quite interested because I do want to learn more about like what happened to Welt, because part 2 is before post Honkai Odyssey. I got that down. I got that down. Oh my god, bro. That actually messed me up so much. But yeah. Oh yeah, and also thank you to everyone who was like commenting on the video trying to like tell me the timeline and everything, because I'm gonna be honest, it is very confused. Yes, so HPHO is 8 years after the end of part 1. So it's about 2026 that the first a post Honkai Odyssey happens. And this is where I got the manga, by the way. So thank you for Kuro. I gotta be honest, saying that only the first name is kind of funny. Kuro, like Kuro Games. Oh my god. No, I'm joking. But yeah, thank you for Kuro for telling me about the manga and everything. Thank you for that. And yeah, because part 2 is in 2024. Oh yes, and thank you, Otto, again. Bro, Otto's been a huge help to my freaking journey, bro. Thank you, Otto, by the way. Thank you. Oh my god. Like, you have been a massive help, by the way. For my experience. Because you have been explaining so much stuff, and I'm sorry if it's annoying, but I do get confused very easily. So thank you so much for over, like, a while since you've been explaining things in the comments. But yeah, so it is... So the thing that I was confused about with the moon thing, about it being a year and a half and stuff, it was a year and a half after they took the photo. So I'm guessing that what we saw with like the redhead chick and everything, that was when they were on their 2-year journey to Mars, because obviously it was a year and a half. So yeah, okay, that's that. And yeah, and part 2 is 2 years before a post Honkai Odyssey. Yeah, so part 2 is before, and stuff about the Void Archives and the Sky People and everything has not happened in part 2 yet. So, yeah, thank you to everyone explaining everything in the comments. And yeah, let's get straight into this. I just wanted to clear all that up. So yeah, Post-Manga Odyssey is like years after part 2, which I didn't know. I thought it was before. So I was confused with what happened to Welt. That's why I was confused what happened to Welt and everything. But now I know. Welt is still in this world. Alright.
We start off in 2005 with Tesla and Einstein discussing an asteroid trajectory that has just barely missed Earth and appears to be directed
That's hitting a bit close to home. 2032, everyone. It was 2032, right? That 2032. Oh no! If you know, you know. There's a meteor that could hit Earth. Like, isn't that like a 1-2% chance or something? Sorry. Let's restart.
We start off in 2005 with Tesla and Einstein discussing an asteroid trajectory that has just barely missed Earth and appears to be directed towards the sun. Einstein states that so long as they don't have to disturb the sovereign Welt Yang, all will be good. This is due to Welt still recovering from his injuries during the Second Honkai War in the year 2000. We're then taken to a classroom in the space engineering.
Damn, 5 years of recovery. That's kind of crazy, man. Alright, so yeah, it was okay after the second eruption, alright.
Program of California, where we see a much younger Welt Yang teaching the class.
Oh,
we also are introduced to a younger Himiko before she became a Valkyrie, where she receives a clue about an alien that has been discovered in New Mexico. She quickly leaves after class is over to board a plane and find out if the clue is true or not. Welt, wondering why she's in such a hurry, follows her immediately after noticing that she has left her student ID on the floor. We're then taken to the year of the future 2029, which is appropriately named.
I did go through it a little bit, like, just to see what it was like, if I could, like, what was happening and everything, to see if this was actually it and stuff, like, if there was actually for Post-Manga Odyssey, and it was going from 2005, 2029, 2005, 2029. It was going back and forth a lot. Like, I know it does go back and forth a lot.
We're then taken to the year of the future 2029,
so this is
which is appropriately named Somewhere in Space. A much older Welt Yang appears to be looking at a picture of an individual, when a man who looks like Otto but isn't, we're just gonna call him...
Yeah, that's the Void Archives, right? This is supposed to be the Void Archives, and this is, like, I guess where he took Welt from when they were on the train, right? This is after Post-Honkai Odyssey.
Mysterious man for now. I'm gonna go actually into who this man is much later in another video, but for now we're just gonna call him the Mysterious Man. Curious, the man asks Welt what exactly he's looking at, to which Welt ignores and states that he's surprised he took his gloves off. The Mysterious Man states that the Sky People consider the right hand as unclean and that only slaves would wear them. I have my theories, but we'll save those for later. The man then states that those Shiskel kids did very good. Those kids being May, Carl, and Adam from the St. Fontaine incident. If you played a post-Honkai Odyssey, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The Mysterious Man then reminds Welt that they both have to work together in order to fight off the Sky People who will soon be everywhere, while also finding a way to return to Earth. As they talk, Welt stares off into the galaxy, and he sees a shining star in the distance that the Mysterious...
Yeah, because, so he... Okay. My face is covering it, but Welt is saying, but you carry the beacon, so the Sky People will be after them.
Mysterious Man states that is exactly where they're headed. Returning to the year 2005, Tesla and Einstein state that while Shiskel had gotten the same results towards the asteroid trajectory, they received an anonymous tip telling them that the satellite is actually called a fourth divine key. That is when they are interrupted by a mysterious man who states that the satellite is actually a weapon aimed at anti-entropy and that it is a crime against humanity to use such a weapon of war. He then states that he would like to meet them to further discuss of a way to stop Shiskel. The man claims to be the leader of Saint Labs and is called Ryusuke Murata. While still on 2005, we cut to Ryusuke Murata with a hairball looking bro. This is an alien from the sugar race called Peppermint, and they discussed
the sugar races. Yes, I forgot what it was, but we were there with Dorindle in chapter 25-EX. I remember that. I do remember that. Yes, the sugar people. And isn't Kira one of them? Is Sugar Ray Kira one of them? Or did she get taken in by them? I think I remember something like that. Yeah. I remember.
Oh, looking bro. This is an alien from the sugar race called Peppermint, and they discussed the 1947 Roswell incident, which is actually a real event that did happen in real life. To summarize it, people within the town of Roswell saw strange flying discs that appeared in the sky around New Mexico. People didn't believe what the USA said at the time, which was just that balloons were being tested, and thus the conspiracy of there being a crash landing, aliens, or possible alien experimentation happened to pop up. Peppermint states that he doesn't really believe in the Roswell nonsense, saying it's just a bunch of humans with wild imaginations. At the time, the first Antian trophy Heraclea wasn't even present. Meanwhile, Siskel was occupied with another thing. He boils it down to the Roswell incident just being an imaginary event that basically never happened.
I like how they tie in real life events, because this is like Honkai Impact is on Earth, right? So I do like how they translate to like real life things that happened. It makes it feel more like it's actually happening in this world, which is a really cool thing that they do. Like, it is a really cool
Peppermint
thing.
then tells Ryusuke
it is a really cool thing.
Just being an imaginary event that basically never happened. Peppermint then tells Ryusuke that he'll tell him a real story about aliens. We cut to see Himiko's memories of why she chose to study abroad California due to them offering the best aerospace program. Her reason being that she wanted to study what could essentially be space travel and saw it as a future. Right then she's brought out of her thoughts when a message shows what appears to be an alien. Little does she know it's actually the mech that was used during the Second Honkai War. 3 months prior to all these events, we see Welt Yang training and being told by Einstein that although he has recovered only 65% of his powers, he is still weak and should continue his rest and training from his
5 years he's only recovered 5 to 6% of his powers. Fuck.
His last battle during the war. We return to 2005 where Himiko is at the airport when she is intercepted by Welt, who returns her her ID stating that New Mexico does not have the aliens she think it will. Not believing him, she decides to go, and Welt, not wanting to see her possibly see a Honkai fighting mech or having the memory of hers wiped by Antian trophy agencies, joins her in order to prevent her from seeing confidential pieces of Antian trophy property. While in New Mexico, she is disappointed when the alien clue she got turned out to be a movie poster put up by Ryoma moments prior. As she and Welt decide to return to California, she states that her main reason for aerospace is to one day discover aliens, as the entire subject interests her greatly. She then invites Welt to watch the asteroid that NASA stated is heading towards the sun, the same asteroid we saw in the very beginning. We then switch over to Ryusuke Murata, who shows that he used to be a teacher before being offered the position as director for the restoration of the Fourth Divine Key, the satellite that is actually used to restore much of the land that was destroyed during the Second Honkai War. He asks Otto for a chance at a vacation to see his daughter. Otto allows this, noting that he didn't feel he was lying to him, but warns Ryusuke that the last thing he wants is Antian Trophy possibly contacting him. Otto leaves, but not before our lovable hairball friend Peppermint eats one of the floating Feng Shui Down's feathers. Later that night, Ryusuke meets with Antian Trophy members Tesla and Einstein and explains exactly what the fourth key satellite will do, and that it will create a disastrous hurricane that will destroy much.
Okay, sorry, I'm completely like thinking about something else. Einstein is a lot taller than Tesla. I thought they were around the same height. But I guess they were, but I guess Einstein grew. And Tesla didn't. Sorry, that just threw me off. I was like, what the hell? Einstein just got a lot taller, but yeah. Sorry, yeah, but this is like... No, this is 2005. Wait. So wait, has Einstein always been... I swear to God, they look the same height. Maybe I'm tripping. I swear to God, they look like the same height.
The satellite will do, in that it will create a disastrous hurricane that will destroy much of the East Coast. He then presents plans as well as a cube that is the device used to unlock the satellite. After presenting these things and handing them over to AE, he states that he must leave due to wanting to see his daughter again. Einstein's still suspicious of Ryoma, has an agent follow him, while also stating that they must test the device to see if it truly unlocks the satellite. We then once again return to the future 2029, where Welt states that the asteroids being launched by the Sky People seems suspicious. The mysterious man claims that they aren't asteroids, but instead Vanguard stones used by the Sky People to locate other civilizations. However, in order to prevent other...
So was the thing before... just sent. No, don't worry.
Stones used by the Sky People to locate other civilizations. However, in order to prevent other civilizations from discovering the Sky People, the stones are disguised as asteroids to contain anonymity. The mysterious man states that even the Sky People have fear of civilizations stronger than they are. Aside from the sugars, the Sky People, and humans, this part shows that there are other civilizations around the galaxy that are much stronger than the Sky People themselves. The mysterious man states that the Sky People have no problem making Recon Asteroid into a powerful weapon capable of heavily damaging said planet with its impact. Afterwards, the planet would be invaded and harvested for both its—
That's why the dinosaurs went extinct! It was the Sky People! It all makes
damaging said planet with its impact. Afterwards, the planet would be invaded and harvested for both its life and Honkai energy. The man—
What if the humans are the Sky People, but they evolved to be so different from them? I don't know.
Afterwards, the planet would be invaded and harvested for both its life and Honkai energy. The man also states that if a planet is too strong, however, then communication to the stone is cut off completely, and that recon is sent on a suicide one towards a black hole or something that would completely destroy the recon outright. The sun. Say, for example, the sun.
Yeah.
Returning to 2005, we see Himiko daydreaming about wealth before being told by a classmate that she should try and get on a date with him, so that maybe they can spend more time together. Himiko blushes, saying it's nothing like that, and after class ends—
I need to make jokes. I was gonna say DEI as a joke. Oh man, I'm sorry. It was a joke.
They can spend more time together. Himiko blushes, saying it's nothing like that, and after class ends, she actually meets up with him to turn in her observation report. Thinking of a way to turn Himiko down, Yang senses a horrible creature with bloodlust.
I was thinking of Himiko, stay after class, please. Sorry. I need to stop, man. Oh my god, man. Bro, my brain is going at 50 miles an hour. Bro. I would love if Walt just said, Himiko, stay after class.
Turn Himiko down.
I need to stop. Okay, let's go 10 seconds back.
Himiko blushes, saying it's nothing like that, and after class ends, she actually meets up with him to turn in her observation report. Thinking of a way to turn Himiko down, Yang senses a horrible creature with bloodlust, quickly turning around to defend Himiko and seeing who it is, only to be met by a surprised Ryoma, who apologizes as he was simply taken—
Is Ryoma one of the Sky People? Pretending to be a human?
A picture of his daughter and her boyfriend. While conversing with them, Welt states that he knows he felt something much more powerful than a judgment class Honkai at the very least. While Himiko and her father go to spend time, Welt, unsure about her father, states that he will look into it, knowing something strange is going on with Ryusuke. While Ryusuke walks with Himiko, Peppermint states that he actually never expected to run into one of his kind here, stating that this alien civilization known as the Sugars definitely knows something about the Harakias. Peppermint then begins to say that regular people shouldn't even be able to sense him. While at Antien Trophy HQ, the device for the fourth key actually activates automatically, alarming both Tesla and Einstein, and quickly see that it is already creating a hurricane and targeting Houston. While sharing a father-daughter moment, Ryusuke—
Of course it's America, bro. Fuck America, man.
Creating a hurricane and targeting Houston. While sharing a father-daughter moment, Ryusuke gets a call that the fourth divine key has somehow been activated and that he is needed immediately. Quickly excusing himself from his daughter but promising to taste her home cooking, he leaves for AEHQ. Meanwhile, Tesla and Einstein are able to activate the emergency lockdown. However, they will only have 72 hours before the key once again reactivates. Tesla states that instead, they should locate where it's at and launch silver bullets, aka nukes, at the satellite to destroy it. Ryusuke states that although
I feel like it's not gonna work. I feel like it won't work. Looks like it has a barrier around
confidential, he just happens to know where their satellite is. It happens to be within low orbit and states that that should be the only way to take it down. However, Einstein thinks to herself, if it's really this easy, would a divine key like the satellite really be that easy to destroy with a simple nuke? Without telling the other two, she contacts Welt. During this time, Otto is informed of the second divine key's activation by Amber, who suggests they should inform Auntie and Trophy that they were not the ones who activated it, but instead, it was someone from inside the lab that did it. Otto laughs, stating that after everything he's done to Auntie and Trophy, they wouldn't believe him even if he didn't activate the fourth key, and fails to see any traces of betrayal within Ryusuke. While at the New Mexico launch facility, a soldier catches what appears to be a strange bug. Upon closer inspection, the bug digs its legs into the man's hand, and soon his entire arm is consumed by a large red tentacle. While at the launch facility, Tesla prefers to launch the silver bullet directly at the satellite. However, they are interrupted by the traitor's guard. Protecting Tesla, Ryusuke is shot in the arm and leads the soldiers away. However, unable to mind control them with Peppermint, he instead opts to use Peppermint's powers. However, Peppermint states that he should be quick, as the human body is physically incapable of supporting the amount of power that the sugars have, and if he takes too long, he himself could die. After incapacitating the guards, Peppermint regards that it's strange that this bug seems to be a new type of spy technology created by the Sky.
So that being that Welt was sensing was the sugar then, I'm guessing, alright?
Guards that
because if you look, looks the same, right?
Takes too long, he himself could die. After incapacitating the guards, Peppermint regards that it's strange that this bug seems to be a new type of spy technology created by the Sky People. Reaching Tesla again, she informs him that the Shiskel has already uploaded a virus that disables the entire mainframe for the launch system. With it taking 2 days to be back online and running, Tesla yells at Ryusuke to seek medical help for his injuries. Minutes after Ryusuke leaves, Welt emerges and Tesla states that everything that's happened so far is very strange and what he thinks of it. We return to the Sky People base in the future where Welt and the mysterious man have been able to infiltrate with disguises as the Sky People soldiers. Using a high-frequency mimic that the mysterious man is able to—
That was a jump, man. So, that was a jump. Bro, that was a
in the
jump.
Future where Welt and the mysterious man have been able to infiltrate—
Even for the future parts, that was a jump.
with disguises as the Sky People soldiers. Using a high-frequency mimic that the mysterious man is able to easily use, they are able to get past the guard. The man explains that this is a bug called the Lovers, and is able to control a creature down to the nervous level and essentially turn said individual into a slave for the Sky People.
Oh! And that's the thing that happened in 2005. Holy shit, it's crazy how far they thought ahead. It's crazy. Like, all this stuff is like, all this future stuff, like the 2029, has yet to happen in the actual game. Like, holy shit.
To stay focused, but recognizing the strange bug, Welt states that the forward base should be just
Wonder
up
when it
ahead.
is.
During the present 2005, Peppermint has a meeting with the sugars of the alien race he belongs to, informing them that the Sky People have developed a new spy technology that enables them to control the minds and actions of a host down to the nervous level. Peppermint berates the others for stating that for the past centuries, the sugars have done absolutely nothing but sit around and hide, while the Sky People continue to get stronger and stronger. Another sugar named Lady Tofi defends the elder Compito? How do you say that? Named Lady Tofi defends the—
yeah, I say that's Compito. Yeah,
elder
Compito.
Compito? How do you say
Yeah,
that?
Compito, I think.
Stating that fighting the Sky People would only result in their very existence being wiped. Peppermint then reveals that he chose to reveal himself to the humans and that he's working with them to stop the Sky People. Shocked, Lady Tofi immediately berates him for doing something so foolish, right before the elder stops her, stating that he is only 10 years old and still too young to know what human darkness truly is. Before Peppermint leaves, the elder states that they may have to leave the planet altogether and search for a new civilization to be a sanctuary for. Peppermint returns to Ryusuke and tells him that he had an original plan to fight the Sky People, but it might not work anymore and that they need a new one. Right before he senses Welt Yang at the door of Himiko's dorm. Curious about Ryusuke, Welt decides that he's going to confront Ryusuke on what these strange looking insect devices are. Getting ready for battle after sensing the bloodlust, just as he's about to open the door, Himiko greets him, stating that she's surprised to see Welt at her front door. She invites him in to further discuss the telescopes to observe the asteroid with, when she is also surprised once again by seeing her father sitting at a chair. She greets her father—
They look so similar, I'm getting confused between the two. Like, I'm getting confused between Welt and Yausuke? Like, I'm getting so fucking confused between them. Look how similar they look. Like, they look pretty much identical. I'm getting so confused. Like, so, wait. So, Welt is the one in the grey. Or no, in the greyish brown. And Ryusuke's in the white. Okay, Jesus.
When she is also surprised once again by seeing her father sitting at a chair. She greets her father and proceeds to go and cook dinner for all three of them in what proceeds to be the most awkward dinner date ever. While Himiko cooks them dinner, Peppermint brings up various ideas for attacking Welt Yang. Seeing him as a possible ally, however, Ryusuke instead opts for diplomacy rather than violence, considering how Welt Yang prefers to talk rather than fight. While having dinner, Welt in a comedic way immediately realizes just how spicy the food is. Ryusuke, however, eats it like it's no problem. As Himiko goes to get Welt some water, Ryusuke immediately starts to drink water and tells Welt that despite Himiko's very bad cooking, he pretends to act like he likes the food due to him wanting to keep his daughter happy. After dinner, Ryusuke invites Welt to the balcony and informs him that humanity has never been alone. He reveals Peppermint and tells him that aliens have been with civilization for a very long time. We then return to an unknown time before the second Honkai War, in which we see a child Himiko hugging her bedridden mother. The doctors tell Ryusuke that while she
sorry.
For a very long time. We then return to an unknown time before the second Honkai War, in which we see a child Himiko hugging her bedridden mother. The doctors tell Ryusuke that while she doesn't have much—
That's Tribios!
A child Himiko hugging her bedridden mother. The doctors tell Ryusuke that while she doesn't have much time, it would be best if he stayed by her side. Shrugging this off due to his research being far more important to him than his dying wife, Ryusuke argues that his research is at the pinnacle and that he immediately cannot stop. However, he is then interrupted by his wife, who states that she is doing just fine and that he shouldn't worry about her and should instead focus on his research. Ryusuke proceeds to do this, ignoring his bedridden wife completely. Wow, really? What an asshole. Regardless, at the same time, we also see Peppermint being given his first assignment, which is to scout Earth and learn about the humans. He is giving a simple rule, to not allow any humans to learn of his existence, and should he encounter any of the Sky People, to escape and not fight back, as this would reveal the position of all the sugars to the Sky People. However, as Peppermint leaves, he immediately begins to search for a possible human companion. He sees Kiana, Teresa, Siegfried, and Otto, but deems them either too young or too dangerous or too unruly to join. However, he then comes across Ryusuke, who is being told that his research is being shut down. You know, the one that he left his dying wife for? Talk about karma,
that one.
Right?
Jesus, I guess that is karma, but fuck, the regret. I wonder how much regret he would have.
Research is being shut down. You know, the one that he left his dying wife for? Talk about karma, right? With the aerospace division being shut down completely, he is instead being transferred towards the restoration and repair of the fourth divine key. Peppermint follows him and sees that just how unrelenting Ryusuke is, stating that no matter what, nobody will get in his way, and he tells himself that everything he has done and is going to do is for humanity. Peppermint remarks just how amazing and strange humans are. Instead of giving up, he chooses to fight the unbeatable odds. That is when Peppermint reveals himself to Ryusuke with the question, "Are you interested in dealing with aliens?" Once again returning to present time, Ryusuke shows—
What a normal question to ask, you know?
Are you interested in dealing with aliens? Once again returning to present time, Ryusuke shows Welt the gate to the Sugar's homeworld and states that he knows exactly what Welt is, that he is not only the leader of Antian Trophy but also the first Harakia. Hesitant but willing to go, Welt agrees to enter the portal and is taken to the Sugar's homeworld. It's worth noting that divine keys retain their original shape, as shown when Welt uses the Star of Eden. It retains not only its original shape but size. Because of the way the Sugar's homeworld works, both Welt and Ryusuke are turned into little hairballs, much in the same way that the Sugars look. Peppermint then explains—
Oh, look at that! Yeah. Oh, this is well. Oh no, this is well.
They are turned into little hairballs, much in the same way that the Sugars look. Peppermint then explains using a fake TV what exactly the Sky People are and the great danger they possess to Earth and its inhabitants. If not dealt with, the Sky People—
I'm sorry, but what a fucking shit TV. Bro!
And the great danger—
Bro, half of it's covered in chocolate!
They possess to Earth and its inhabitants. If not dealt with, the Sky People will invade and not only wipe out, but completely erase any evidence that humans ever existed. Welt, seeing the gravity of this situation, agrees to help Peppermint on his fight to defend Earth. However, they are interrupted by Lady Tofi, who says that Peppermint broke the one rule he was supposed to follow: never bring humans into the Sugar homeland. The Elder then emerges, stating that they are not humanity's enemies and that they will leave Earth and search for another planet to find as a safe haven. He leaves Welt and Ryusuke one morning. to be cautious as he would be saddened to see Earth end up like the Sugar's homeworld, showing that the Sugar's true planet was already destroyed by the Sky People. As they leave, Lady Tofi warns Peppermint not to be too trusting of humans. Peppermint shrugs it off, saying he knows what he's doing. Back in Himiko's dorm, Welt and Ryusuke both notice an unconscious Himiko and quickly rush her to the hospital. While at the hospital, they learn from Tesla and Einstein that the reason she went unconscious was due to being attacked by the alien spy bot. Tesla then says that they're able to trace a high-frequency signal back to the asteroid that just happens to be passing by. This is the same asteroid from the beginning. Realizing that they need a plan to destroy the asteroid, they opt to sending in Welt and Ryoma into space, with Welt using his Horakia powers to destroy it, and thus cutting off the signal. Meanwhile, returning to 2029, Welt and the mysterious man manage to access the controls for the Sky People's forward base. They place charges throughout the entire ships. However, the man presents a tablet with a mysterious girl. Welt immediately asks who she is and what the Sky People want with her. The man states that she's not actually from Earth, but instead from possibly another dimension. The tablet also shows various places in which the Sky People had already mapped out with plans to invade. Welt, not wanting to abandon other possible civilizations at the mercy of the Sky People, proposes they should go and help them. The mysterious man refutes him, saying that it is not their problem if other planets get invaded and that they aren't duty bound to help anyone. He then, however, convinces himself that if left alone, the Sky People would become stronger from those invasions. Welt states that he believes there is still a possible solution for peace, so long as the Sky People can be reasoned with. The man laughs, saying that he still hasn't learned his lesson about trusting others and being betrayed. Welt stares into the vast open space, stating that even though he has been betrayed multiple times for trusting others, he has also witnessed incredible miracles that can only happen from kindness and trust. Back in 2005, Welt and Ryusuke, while on board the
US Sky People's freaking base, bro. Holy shit.
From kindness and trust. Back in
I could definitely see the resemblance to the thing in a post-Honkai Odyssey
2005, Welt and Ryusuke, while on board the US space station, begin their attack on the asteroid. Meanwhile, Tesla states that she has been able to successfully control the fourth divine key, the satellite, and place it under normal operations. While riding the US space station, Welt uses his Horakia powers to completely destroy the asteroid and thus wiping out the signal being sent back to Earth. Back at base, Tesla is informed that Himiko's body is starting to heal due to the signal of the Sky People being completely wiped out. Happy, Welt tells Ryusuke, who starts to monologue about how pretty the stars are. He then tells Welt that he feels humanity has grown obsessed and attached to Earth. Suspicious, Welt asks what he means by this, which Ryusuke shows plans for a giant spaceship called the Ark, a previous era plan in the ever case that humans were unable to defeat the Horakia and needed to escape Earth.
Yeah, that's what Grisio was on, right? That's what Grisio was on for like 50,000 years, right? Or something? I'm pretty sure, right? Yeah, that was the thing that she was on. So they found the plans of that. That's crazy.
In the ever case that humans were unable to defeat the Horakia and needed to escape Earth. Ryoma states that by leaving Earth and finding another planet, they can put their efforts into controlling Honkai and using it. Welt disagrees, stating that they should instead focus.
He was wearing a watch and a beat.
Into controlling Honkai and using it. Welt disagrees, stating that they should instead focus on defending Earth from any possible space invasion. Seeing how upset and angry Ryusuke is getting, Peppermint tries to calm him down. Then, in a state of anger, Ryusuke states that if Welt won't agree, then he'll just take what he needs, and in the most selfish and awful decision ever, he kills Peppermint by crushing him with his hand, thus absorbing his powers and betraying his alien friend. Shocked and angered, Welt yells that Ryusuke has.
Oh my god! Okay, what the fuck? I did not expect. Okay.
He kills Peppermint by crushing him with his hand, thus absorbing his powers and betraying his alien friend. Shocked and angered, Welt yells that Ryusuke has just betrayed and killed his alien friend. Ryusuke states that once he has fulfilled his end of the deal, Peppermint was no longer needed. Welt continues to scream at Ryusuke, stating that Peppermint trusted humanity and that he treated every single person with respect and as allies. Welt pauses and asks what about Himiko, if she was just a tool to be used as well. Ryusuke smiles, stating that she was indeed just another tool to get to Welt. Ryusuke then explains how from the moment they entered the Sugar homeworld, he had deliberately showed their location to the Sky People. That way the alien spy drone would enter, and upon not finding them, would attack the closest human, that human being Himiko. Welt realizes that Ryusuke's alien powers seem amplified, to which Ryusuke explains that he not only is using the sugar homeworld as a power surge to increase his powers, but he's also locked up all of the other sugars. He then states that the reason the sugars look the way they do is due to them actually abandoning their physical bodies, opting instead to upload their minds to the sugar homeworld portal, thus allowing them to take on new shapes. He compares the sugar portal to the 9th divine key, stating that it's an alien key capable of surpassing even Welt himself. Ryusuke attacks Welt, explaining that these aliens hold incredible powers, and yet they choose to hide and cower. The power each sugar possesses is on the level, if not more powerful than any man-made weapon. Welt dodges and is trying his best to figure out how the key to—
Oh! Is that Siren? Looks like Siren.
Than any man-made weapon.
But it looks like older than the one I recognize. Maybe that's what Siren looked like before.
Dodges and is trying his best to figure out how the key to Ryusuke's power actually works. Eventually, he realized—
Hold on, let me see what it says. And he managed— the bullets I fired disappeared before they could hit him. And he managed to wound me even though I evaded his attacks. These powers remind me of the space void manipulation that the second Herrscher used. Okay, so like the Herrscher of the Void? Yes. Space Void, like the Herrscher of the Void. So this is Siren, right? This is Siren.
Trying his best to figure out how the key to Ryusuke's power actually works. Eventually, he realizes that the space they're in is consistent of a single dimension. I won't get into the dimensions or how they work, or we'd be here all night. But all you have to know is that it allows Ryusuke essentially to teleport and defy gravity to an extent. Slicing off Welt Yang's arm and body, Ryusuke laughs.
Oh yeah, so it's like, yeah, like his world where he has full control over, so he has a massive advantage.
Defy gravity to an extent, slicing off Welt Yang's arm and body. Ryusuke laughs, stating he'll take his Horakia powers and bids him farewell. While this is happening, Himiko wakes up from her coma after a nightmare where her father leaves her, only to see a letter right next to her. We then once again return to Welt, who yells at Ryusuke, stating that if he's really willing to sacrifice his daughter in the memory of his own wife. Welt asks one more question to Ryusuke. His daughter.
Did you really have to cut him like this, bro? Like, did you really have to do this? My God, like, did you really have to do that? Like, come on.
In the memory of his own wife. Welt asks one more question to Ryusuke, asking what caused him to become so wretched, to which Ryusuke states that the greatness requires sacrifice. Realizing that Ryusuke is far gone and lost, he fights back, stating that he understands the very existence of his gravity and proceeds to repair his body while using the Star of Eden's Singularity rebuild to end Ryusuke's madness. We then see the key of the sugars fall and shatter, and we'll get into how this connects later to the main story. Returning and freeing the sugars, Welt asks if they are leaving. The elder states that they are, and that even though they lost so much, they are very thankful for Welt for stopping Ryusuke. Welt then apologizes, saying that he wasn't able to save Peppermint or prevent the key of the sugars from shattering. The elder states that they will leave Earth and find another civilization to find sanctuary for. Welt also says that while he did win against Ryusuke, he didn't do it alone, and that he had help from the sugars. Lady Tofi tells him that they couldn't let Peppermint die for nothing. As the sugars leave, the elder says that it is ironic that humanity would betray them, only for a human to save them. Welt states that eventually space travel will happen, and Ryusuke's dream will, in one way or another, come true. The elder leaves, but not before—
No, I would say true to like that ironic part, by the way. I just delayed that massively.
Only for a human to save them. Welt states that eventually space travel will happen, and Ryusuke's dream will, in one way or another, come true. The elder leaves, but not before saying that he will never forget the kindness Welt has shown them, and he wishes him good luck as humanity's protector. While this is happening, Himiko reads the letter left by her father. In the letter, Ryusuke tells Himiko that he has chosen a path, and that by the time she reads the letter, he won't be on Earth anymore. He states that he won't impose his vision on her, and that despite everything he knows, she will do a better job towards protecting her own dream and changing the world for the better. He signs off saying that she will do a much better job than he ever could. Einstein and Welt watch as Himiko leaves the hospital, and Welt says that he wouldn't be able to look her in the eye, and he explains that she's better off living her life as a regular college girl and growing up without the truth and without the knowledge of dangerous Honkais. We then get one last look as Himiko returns to her father's studies, only to find the notes with the words Shiskel on it. We finally return to 2029. The Sky People's ships have been completely destroyed by Welt Yang and the mysterious man. Welt asks the man if he's sure this is all of the Sky People's recon ships. The man laughs, stating that he is and that he has nothing to hide. The man then sees Welt looking far off into the empty galaxy and states if he's expecting help, he can forget it. In the space they're alone and they won't get any, despite protecting the other planets. Welt says he never expected anything in return for what he believes is right. The man then mocks Welt, stating that he still hasn't learned anything despite having been betrayed multiple times before. Welt says that he believes in kindness and that in the end, it's the best gift a civilization can give. The mysterious man nods, stating that despite everything, they still aren't any closer to Earth. Eventually, they'll become floating space trash and never reach Earth. Welt's body will die and the mysterious man will also die. This would be where the story of our heroes ends, but not today. The mysterious man then notices a flicker in the dark space, and from it the sugar portal opens. Out come two humans who appear to be either sugared themselves or being controlled by the sugars. They state it's a hassle to come
that looks like Kira
all the way out here and confirm the name of Welt Yang and his baggage. They then explain that it was the Elder who asked them to take them back to Earth without any detours. They drag the confused mysterious man through the portal with Welt following. As our heroes leave this destroyed space station, Welt state that this isn't the end, but rather the start of a journey, one that will extend across the galaxy.
Okay, that's what. Holy shit! I do want to watch Solo Leveling, by the way. Eventually, I do want to. But okay. Okay, so it ends with the sugars. That looks like Kira, Sugar Ray Kira, and looks like Fu Hua, but not. I don't know. It looks like kind of like an evil version of Fu Hua or something. It doesn't look like Fu Hua, but. Yeah, so that is Kira. I have no... Yeah, I wonder who this is. So, it ends with Welt and... I'm guessing this is the Void Archives. Getting taken to the Sugar's place. Oh no, bro. He just got yoinked. They got yoinked. Alright, so yeah, so the Sky People have been like a part of the story for the whole entire game, which is kind of crazy. Like, they've been sending like little meteors and everything. So I wonder if the Sky People is gonna have anything to do with like Star Rail as well. That'll be interesting. Because the Sky People are probably still alive, right? Like here, so I'm very interested. But yeah, that was that. I wanted to do this reaction because I wanted to learn more about this. In the future, I probably will like read all of these. Like, I want to read about the second eruption and read about all of these. This looks crazy, by the way. And I want to read about like all of these and everything. But when that will happen, I'm not sure. Because holy shit, part 2 goes for the part 2 chapters go for so long. Like, they go for hours upon hours upon hours per chapter, which is insane. So, I'm not sure when I'll be able to read these. I was thinking of reading them, like, every other week, but I'm not going to have fucking time. Because, holy shit, how long it takes. So, how long, like, the friggin' things take. But I did want to watch this, like, to learn more about, like, what happened to Welt. And this is what happened to Welt. Like, they were, like, infiltrating the Sky People's ship and everything. So yeah, I wanted to quickly learn about this. And yeah, I hope everyone did enjoy it. Make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you for Chip Cube for actually making this video 3 years ago. But thank you. Because holy shit, I needed this. Because I was not going to read for 3 hours straight. But yeah, I hope everyone did enjoy it. Make sure to like and subscribe. What day would this be posted? I have zero clue. So I have zero clue what's going to be posted before or after this video. Because I want to react to that Grisio video. But yeah, I'm not sure when that will happen. I have no idea what date this is going to be uploaded. But yeah, guess we'll see everyone in the next one. I'm quite excited to see what part 2 has to offer. Quite excited to see like the future part 2, like even beyond what's out now. But yeah, it just goes for so long. Like, oh my god, it goes for so long. It's actually insane. But yeah, I guess we'll see everyone in the next one. Bye.